Okay guys, I wanted to make a video on how I got into trick riding and what you need to do to get into trick riding if it's something that interests you. This has been a video I've been wanting to make for a while now, and today worked out perfectly because my uploading a video every day of January and I didn't film any today, so this is something that I can really just sit down and talk about without having to go grab a horse right now because I'm pretty much done for the day. Snowed in, so I had to have my dad actually come and pick me up and take me to the barn, so I don't have a vehicle, so I can't just like stay a little bit longer and get my stuff done. So I wanted to talk to y'all about how I got into trick riding. Was honestly, I did things a little rough. I kind of roughed it out a little bit. I started out on my very first horse. I watched a couple YouTube videos and I was like, oh, if they can do it, I can do it. I got this. Went out on my barrel racing saddle with my horse and just tried stuff. I did nothing the right way. I literally hopped on and just started trying stuff, and then once I felt pretty confident, which didn't take very long to feel really confident in myself, and I would start jogging and then doing some loping stuff, and I was just trying whatever I could. Honestly, I just loved the idea of it, and I was like, I can do it. Go home, watch another YouTube video, see what new trick they were going to do, and I was like, I can do that. So I just tried stuff. That's literally all. I just started trying stuff, and then kind of stopped for a little bit, and then my mom saw that there was going to be a clinic near me, and I was like, sweet. They signed me up. It was a 3-day clinic, I think, so I went and did that for 3 days in a row. Learned a lot, had a lot of fun. I didn't necessarily learn things the right way, though. So I got good at that, practicing the stuff how I was taught. Pretty much just continued on with that. Didn't have a horse at the time I could do it. I did have my Mustang Faith, so I did try some stuff on her with my barrel. No, I didn't have a barrel saddle at the time, with just my normal Western saddle. Was doing that for a while. So I actually was competing with Faith in Tennessee at the Southern Stock Horse. No, what am I saying? Southern Equine Expo. We were doing a trail challenge. And at the time, there was going to be the Trixie Chicks, trick riders. They were going to be performing there. So I went and watched them perform. I was already there, watched them perform. I got to meet them. They were amazing, so sweet, amazing people. And then I started talking to her, and I actually signed up to do a retreat with Michael Gascon. And while I was down there, I took some trick riding lessons from Kelsey. And absolutely loved it. I adored it, had so much fun. It was really good. And I went back. That was my first lesson, was like December 2020, I think. And then, because it was right at when COVID had happened. And then I went back the next April, stayed for a week, took lessons, and then I went back that next June and did my very first performance. It was like my third lesson ever with them. Did my very first performance with them on the team. I was invited to be a sponsored rider. And so I was just living my best life. I started performing with them, they kind of took us under their wings and was teaching us what to do. We were taking lessons. We were getting to go to performances with them and then perform some, and just kind of have they were like our mentors. And so they taught us, and they were literally so awesome. I literally have everything to owe for my trick riding to Kelsey and Shelby because they taught me everything. I had to relearn a lot of stuff. They helped me through it. They are seriously the best. Very thankful for them, okay? Anyways, that being said, obviously I still want to go and get more lessons with them because I do need to get back into taking some more lessons. However, they live in Mississippi, and so I wasn't able to go a whole lot. So whenever I did, it was quite a experience. I loved it. I would get to stay down for a week, learn as much as I can, then I had to fly home, or if we drove. But I don't get to practice as much as I would like to with them, but now I have my own horse. For a while I didn't have my own horse. Kelsey actually sent me home with a fake barrel horse to practice on because I didn't have a horse at the time. But now I have Cody, and now that I have her and get to practice, now I can do my own performances. However, I still want to do stuff with them as well. Anyways, with that being said, some things that I would suggest is, one, if you're wanting to get into trick riding, find somebody that you can go take lessons from, a professional. Look into their background, see their experience, watch videos of them doing, and make sure they're good. Another thing, do not trick ride in your Western saddle, English saddle, whatever saddle it is. Don't trick ride in it. Your saddle is not meant to hold your weight like a trick saddle is. Every part of a trick saddle is meant to hold your full body weight, and a Western and English saddle is not, and you will get hurt. And I can say that because I also did trick riding in my Western saddle. I should have not done. I will say you're not going to find a teacher really close. You may live in a part of the country that there are good teachers out there close to you. The closest coach to me was 10 hours away and we had to fly in, and that is pretty reasonable for most people. They have to fly to where they want or they're driving really far. There's just not a lot of us, so you have to typically travel pretty far to get lessons. There's a lot of Facebook groups you can get into trick riding and just put in like, hey, I'm located here. Is there any coaches out there around my area that can help me? You may be lucky. You may have somebody like within an hour or so. You may be in the same town. But typically you're not going to find somebody pretty close to you because there's just not a whole lot of coaches out there. Once you get lessons and all of that stuff and things are going good, then you can look into trick riding saddles. They typically range between $3,000 at the lowest to $8,000, maybe more. I don't think I've seen one over $8,000, but I'm sure they are out there, more of the customizable ones. There's only like 3 to 4 really good trick riding custom saddle makers that are actually safe. If you do buy a saddle before talking to a coach, because a coach would tell you do not buy Hallasan or Hallasan, however you say it. Do not buy it. They're like as cheap as you can get and they are known to break and get people hurt. So do not buy it. You can literally get them at like Walmart. Not safe. Do not buy them no matter what you do. But after you are trick riding for a while, you want to get a saddle. And then I would, before necessarily going out and wanting to buy a trick riding horse, which you typically don't buy trick riding horses, you will typically have to train one yourself because it's just not a very common thing. It's not like a barrel racing horse you can go out and just buy. You're going to pretty much have to buy or train one yourself. But you can get, like, I have a wooden barrel that I practice on, and it's got like some carpet around it, and I put my saddle on. For a few years before I had my own horse, I was getting out on that barrel and then doing tricks on that just to get my practice in, and it's actually got a screw loose, so I'd like rock it back and forth to kind of give me the motion of me trick riding would be like. But yeah, that's pretty much all as far as first getting into it. Once you find a coach, then if as much further assistance that you'll need, that will all come along. They will help you with whatever you need, looking for a horse, all the details in it. But that is just like if you're just wanting to get into it and you don't really know where to start, that is my best advice to give you. But if you have any more questions about that, put in the comments and I'll be glad to make a video or answer them in the comments, whichever one is best. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see y'all tomorrow.